Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let me make the disclaimer. I come in peace. I have gay friends and family. There is no gay bashing in this video, but that doesn't change the fact that this is the gayest cartoon I have ever seen. So let's talk about it. So, like years ago, like more than 15 years ago, I was out visiting a friend in California, and you know nothing good is going to come from that story, but he was like we were on the Sunset Strip, and I remember he was like, "I have to drive you through Boys Town." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I was pretty sheltered. I'm not from California, I'm from the Midwest, and I think he knew that and was just trying to show me new things, and, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna drive through Boys Town." I'm like, "What's Boys Town?" But, like, just from the name, I could kind of guess. So we're driving down this city street. I remember it being near the Sunset Strip. It wasn't that far away. He lived in like the Santa Monica area. So I had to Google the name of this just to make sure I had the right, this was years ago, just to make sure I had the right name. But we're driving down the street, and all of a sudden, like, we get to this part of town when like it's like an ocean of men, and they're walking down the street, like, giving each other piggyback rides and kissing and hugging and canoodling on the sidewalk and everything, and the reason I'm telling you this is because, like, up until this point, that was probably the gayest thing I've ever seen, which makes sense. I was in a very gay, district, gay area, of a very big city, alright? Boys Town in Los Angeles pales in comparison to the gayness I'm about to show you. Let's get into it. So, I have seen exactly one episode of He-Man, and it is the gayest cartoon episode I've ever seen in my life. Are all He-Man episodes this gay? I'd like to point out the Knights Templar cross on He-Man's chest, which is very interesting. See here, so that's a very interesting design for our character. This, of course, is the Knights Templar cross, and you can see it on He-Man's chest there. So, yeah, nothing gay here. I didn't pay attention to He-Man that much when I was a kid in the 80s. He-Man was huge, but like, the boys watched He-Man, and I was watching Smurfs and, Strawberry Shortcake and that kind of a thing. I really didn't care about He-Man. But something I didn't know is He-Man's homoeroticism and implied homosexuality. Who knew? I didn't know. I'm going to have to watch more of these episodes here on YouTube. Resulted in the character and show drawing a gay audience when the cartoon first aired, with the character being now viewed as a gay icon. I literally knew none of this. So let's get into the episode that I want to talk about. Today we're going to talk about, I can't say it without laughing, FISTO'S Forest. He-Man, at some point, introduced a character named Fisto. Everybody just soak this in for a second. Fisto wears a steel torture device fist on his, arm there, making a giant steel fist. Check out his little shorts there. I can't. Now, I turn to the Urban Dictionary for pretty much everything. When I hear a word that I don't know, I just like go to Urban Dictionary immediately and type it in. So, this is what I thought it was, but I was just double checking. Urban Dictionary is good for that too. You know what I mean? Just to like double check. You're like, I think I know what this means. Fisting is the act or art of putting a fist in the ass or vagina, a very popular practice among more evolved, parentheses, kinky gays, and requires great care and huge amounts of lubrication. So fisting is literally putting your fist or somebody putting their fist up your butt, okay? I don't know why anybody would allow such a thing in either one of these spots. I would absolutely have a problem with it, but apparently this is something that people do. So, so far we've learned that He-Man is a gay icon. There's a character named Fisto who has a giant steel, iron, whatever this thing is, a giant fist, right? And this whole thing is already very gay, but we are just getting started. So after this video is done, I'm going to need you guys to check out this episode of He-Man. It's called FISTO'S Forest. I can't even say it without laughing, right? And somebody online was like, "Oh, that would be a great porno name." No, honey. That would make a great gay club name. FISTO'S Forest. Can't you just see it like decorated like a forest? Like this guy Fisto, doesn't he look like he would be in the dungeon of a gay club, like in the late 70s, early 80s? Not that I've ever been to a gay club or in the dungeon of one, but if that exists, this is who's down there. I'm convinced of it. Okay, so I am going to walk you through this episode of FISTO'S Forest of He-Man. I literally took notes. So I watched this so you don't have to, but I do recommend it. So let's get into it. First of all, did you know He-Man's actual name is Adam? I was yesterday years old when I learned that for the first time. I never knew his name was Adam. So Adam, it's seeming a little biblical there, as a lot of this stuff always ties in biblical stuff. But yes, He-Man is Adam, master of the universe person. And by the way, when he holds up his sword, wink, wink, his sword, he is the most powerful man in the universe. So, I mean, that's like gay already, right? So, what I'm going to do is walk you through the best gay parts of this cartoon. And as you can see, I've got a lot of notes here. It is absolutely epic. This episode is 21 minutes and 27 seconds. The first really gay thing that happens, and Fisto is like a bad guy, right? He's a bad guy. At a minute and 46 seconds, he holds up his giant metal steel fist, whatever this thing is, and he's like, "So you wanna play, do ya?" Ha 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 ha. And he does this like evil laugh. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was telling you the right thing. It's a large metal fist. Nothing gay about that. This here says Fisto is a large and muscular warrior with reddish brown hair and a beard. I'm sorry. Distinguishable mainly by his right hand, which is a large metal fist. Oh my God. And it does look like a torture device. Shout out to Channeling Dan. He is my friend, my online friend who told me about this episode, and we watched it together, and I haven't been the same since. And actually, it's this episode started off where like he was good, and then he explains his evil background to this young little handsome young man here on the left. And watch this. Oh, look at Fisto picking up this young man and carrying him. This is looking a lot like the gay district I visited years ago. This is the kind of stuff that was happening right there. Pardon, and now he's rubbing his leg and foot with his metal fist. I'm not making this up. This is at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. We have a foot massage going on right now. He then begins to stroke this young man's leg up and down. Look at his face. He keeps rubbing, by the way. This keeps going on. this gentleman here has some serious V-shaped clavicles. And we know from transvestigating, my original channel got pulled down if you're just coming across this, so I need to be very careful what I say. But V-shaped clavicles are a feminine trait. As you can see here, these are V-shaped. This is 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Just wanted to show you this not gay at all pose. So this happens, and immediately after, okay, I'm literally not making any of this up. Right after Fisto did that pose, he has this like spider as a sidekick, and the spider is spitting something out. However, this guy gets jizzed. Right? I mean, what else could this be? It is sticky white goo, and he can't escape from it. Just soak that in for a minute. We're at 5 minutes and 14 seconds. I need you guys to watch this because, like, I can't play it because of copyright reasons, but he starts rocking back and forth in the jizz and he can't get out. So then at 6 minutes and 10 seconds, this is when Fisto is a bad guy. He has flashback to when he's a bad guy. And like HeMan and the friends are on the way to like FISTO'S forest. And he says, I'll give them a sticky welcome. I'll give a sticky welcome. And then here's this spider, his friend, who's holding this person hostage. And Fisto wasn't playing. He delivers. He gives them a sticky welcome. This is a big old puddle of stickiness. Literally, he laughs like this after all of that cum puddle is like spilling out from the spider. The spider is creating it, but like we all know what it is. And he's like, mwah, like it's just such a gay laugh, right? And he laughs for like 10 seconds, so we're sure, like, we know exactly what this white sticky mess is. So these are like HeMan's friends, I think. And like I said, I've only seen this episode, and they're running into the forest, FISTO'S forest, and they realize they've been duped. They're literally stuck in a puddle of jizz and they cannot get out. And there's this whole thing where they're like lifting up their feet up and down and they're stuck and trying to get out. And this is like disgusting, right? You guys have to go to 6 minutes and 33 seconds of this cartoon. Like this part is very funny. They're stuck. They're stuck. I mean, it's like ridiculous. And she said, it's like glue on the ground. And literally, Fisto was watching all of this from behind the trees, and he's like, like he just thinks that this is hilarious, right? So HeMan finally comes along, and he sees what's going on, and I'm not even kidding you. He goes, so, Fisto wants to play rough, huh? Like, really, writers of this cartoon? Fisto, with his metal fist and puddles of jizz, wants to play rough. Yes, HeMan, it's true. And in the gayest scenario ever, HeMan pulls out his sword and lifts it up. And, you know, he's saying he has the power. So now we come back to the cum puddle, and HeMan, the superhero, saves the day by lifting these ladies out of the sticky, gooey jizz puddle on the ground. That was like, that's the big rescue of this cartoon. Like, I can't. It's so stupid. Like, it's just so ridiculously over the top gay and sexual, and it's like, this is the only episode of HeMan I've ever seen. Are they all like this? So they pulled this one out, and then they pull this one out. That down there is the sticky mess. I'm at 8 minutes and 5 seconds. And like, look how He-Man walks around in this like little, what do you call that thing? Like it looks like a Speedo, like that kind of a thing. It's so gross. And the cum makes a popping sound when it popped off her feet just now. Just to recap real quick. So far within Fisto's forest, we have Fisto, who looks like, I'm sorry, but like a big queer with a beard and a big metal fist, right? We have naked men, we have puddles of cum, and now we have men tied up in dungeons. Like, what else could there possibly be? Yeah. Fisto tells us only fools want happiness, and he prefers power. The power of the mighty fist. And by the way, I'm not that familiar with He-Man. Does he always talk like a simpleton? He speaks very slow and like, I know it's for kids, but kids can understand a little bit more than like, he just speaks like really slow and simple, like no use of vocabulary words. It's just like like I said, like a simpleton. Now these two are trapped in a cave. I need you guys to watch until the very end. You are not going to believe how this cartoon ends, like with what they say. So I'll tell you about it. I'm going to be quick here with the last couple minutes. So in Fisto's forest, they identify this hole as Fisto's headquarters. Wonder what happens there. Is this is this giving anybody else like anusy, rectomy vibes at all? Or is it just me? So then He-Man finds like the source of all of this stickiness coming from the spider, and it's hilarious. His hands get stuck and like he makes a big deal of the sticky hands, which I'll show you next. They show him like doing his hands. They're sticky and they're stuck to this rope. Now prepare for the gayest blast off you've ever seen. Woo! They counted down and Fisto helped because now he's helping them. And yeah, check out that sword, check out that form, guys. It's a gay blast off. Back to this poor sap who's still tied up in the dungeon. And then at 20 minutes and 5 seconds, and look, now these two are looking a little too close for comfort, and they're buddies. And there's a very odd line about logs and water flowing now. Like, look at Fisto's face. He-Man says something about pulling up the logs that were like blocking the flow. This whole thing is like so creepy. Oh, Fisto is just delighted about the logs and the water flowing now. Fisto said that He-Man talked to the king, and he goes, "Here I am, hardened by royal command." What the heck is that supposed to mean? He's hard, all right, trust me. And are you guys ready for the final line of the show? Sit down. I need you sitting down. And then this young man is very impressed by the both of them. And he's like, wow, like, thanks for telling me this story. And Fisto says, this isn't the final line. There's 2 epic lines at the end of this. So after he thanks them, Fisto says this. So the kid thanked him and he goes like, sure, anytime I can give you, and he pauses, a hand. Or does he mean a fist? Okay, and then the final line goes like this. Oh, and I'm sorry, that line that we just did, it's anytime I can give you a hand, just let me know. And he shows the fist. He raises it. All right, and then the last one. I'm sorry, there's no other way to say this, but this gay right here says to the boy, when Fisto offers you his hand, boy, that's a very big offer. And after He-Man says that, after he says, when Fisto offers you his hand, that's a big offer. They show Fisto here just laughing because, you know, that's like hilarious. It's a total inside joke, right? Like this whole entire thing is like a gay mess. He tilts his head back. He's laughing super hard. Then they show this kid laughing. He-Man's laughing. It's like a gay laugh fest. This is ridiculous. And then that's how Fisto's Forest ends. Now, if you've made it to the end of the video, I have a surprise. Almost as soon as I got done watching that episode, I immediately went onto Google and I had to search for a Fisto action figure. I wanted a vintage Fisto action figure. Like, it's funny, this package says handle with care. You know, that just kind of fits the whole theme. Hand, fist, handle with care. So I haven't opened it yet. We're going to open it together and see what we have here. All right, I'm going to dump out the contents of this package. Oh, it looks like the seller sent me some goodies in there, some other stuff too. I got some stickers. I love this little package. I got a little balloon dog sticker and a Dr. Seuss. All right, guys, moment of truth. I'm a little afraid. Here's a joke for you. This is way bigger than I expected. I thought it was going to be a little thing. Oh my gosh, that's what she said. This is so wrong. You know what? I don't even feel comfortable picking this thing up with my bare hands. People are weird. I don't know where this thing has been. I don't know where this fist has been, but this is hilarious. I'm legit gonna go grab a glove. I'll be right back. All right, now I'm wearing a glove. I feel a little better about picking this up. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. This is way bigger, like a way bigger action figure than I thought it was going to be. I don't know where this is going, but I kind of want to put it on my desk at work, but I don't think that would go over very well. I'm trying to raise the fist in the air, but it snaps right back down. I don't know why, but let's stand him up so you guys can see here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's epic. I feel like I need to disinfect this thing or just like dump it in a bucket with some soapy water. Like I said, I don't know what people did with this thing, but I'm not trusting the fist here. Well, anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I think I'm going to start a Wretched Recess toy shelf. So like I'm going to cover more cartoons, and any cartoon I cover, I will have a little toy from it. Either I already have it or I'll buy something because that'll be fun. But yeah, here's Fisto in all of his glory, and thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, let me know if you like this. All right, take care. Bye-bye.